Happy Monday. It is a bright and sunny day. I can't see a darn thing. I'm also wearing a sweatshirt and it's 90 degrees, so I'm gonna take that off right when I get in there. I just got back from Cape Cod and it was so much fun. We went there with a bunch of friends and the boys' friends. Here's a couple pictures. So we are officially 2 weeks out from the school year starting, or at least teacher days starting. We have 2 of those before the kids come in. So I had left us off at the end of last week's video with a bunch of things I wanted to do around the classroom. They're all smaller things, so I want to just kind of pop in, do a couple of those. I have a few things that I'm bringing into the classroom that I will share with you that I'm excited about. And yeah, let's get started with our day. All right, let's see what we brought in. Headphones. These are Calvin's old ones. We can always use extra. I brought in the curtains that my mom finished, so I'm gonna hang those up, see how they look. I'm very excited about that. We've got these. I was influenced off TikTok Shop. It's bad, but these are cute little mirror window clings or whatever that I'm gonna put on the window. They match perfectly, and I think it'll look nice. My friend Erin wrote a book called Wally is Worried. I will link it down below, and it's a book about worrying for kids, which SEL and worrying and anxiety is such a huge thing that we talk about all the time. So I'm excited to read this book and add it to my collection. I think that was it in this bag. Let's see what else we have. Lakeshore again. I did buy, let me open this up so it's not too loud. I did buy some more of these buckets. I actually don't know if I'm going to need them. They were on sale, so I grabbed 6 of them, I guess. I thought I got 5. 6 of them, and I got the name tags to use. These are the ones I use, yeah. To use, because I thought I had extra of these and I didn't. So I figured if I was going to be getting these anyway, I added some bins on sale, and I'm sure I will be able to use them somewhere around the class. Okay, and then we've got some organizing to do from the checklist that I set up earlier. So let me get started. I'm gonna start by hanging up these curtains. Okay, so much better. I have to fight the urge not to iron them because literally who cares, but that crease down the middle is kind of driving me crazy, but we're going to ignore it and I'm gonna move on. But so nice, now I can check one thing off the board already. Done. All right, I set up my cute little window clings here. We've got some over there and some over there. I always forget that these are screens, so I can't actually do it there. And then I was thinking I might order another set, and because they're like $5, $7 or something off Amazon. I'll link them down below. And I do have plenty of extras, but I might order another set and then flip-flop the design right above it. I thought that would be cute. So then take all the blues and purples and do that design up here, and then the reds and oranges and do that design up there. That definitely extra, not necessary at all. Nobody needs to do that. But I think I might, just because it's cute, but I don't know how much you're gonna see it. But whatever. Something cute, something small. Okay, that was not on the to-do list, so I'm gonna add it and I'm going to check it off just to make myself feel good. And then I think I'm going to I can't do any labels. I'm gonna do those at home. I think I'm gonna organize something. I think I'm gonna organize the space over there behind the easel into the easel. That's what I'm gonna do today. Okay, bookshelf is organized. We have the little spots of emotion up here, which I love. I'm gonna get another couple sets. I have these displayed, and then I actually think this is going to be a great idea for storing the magnet boards, because each table can just grab a bin and it will have them all. The red one back here, let's see if I can show you, all the magnets easily stay stuck there. So that's what I'm gonna have students do on one of their first days with these, is they're gonna go through, get their letters out, and they'll actually just place them there. We'll do a little letter identification before we go into word building. And then we have our sand down here. These are a lot of the read alouds for reading and writing for HMH. I'm just gonna store there for now, near my easel and near my read aloud chair, so that's easy. And then I've got 1, 2, 3 extra bins that I'm sure will get filled very quick, and we'll see what goes there. But for now, I can check this off the list. All right, let's see. We hung the curtain. I brought in the nameplates and tags, but I'm gonna have to wait. I'll probably won't do that till the very end. Labels for ketchup folder and supply kits I'm going to create tonight and get them ready to print out for tomorrow. And then let's see what I'm gonna do, organize one more thing. I'm probably gonna organize the easel. That's what I'll do today. And then tomorrow, I'll tackle the rest. All right, I added by Band-Aids and hand soap because tomorrow I'm gonna do over by the sink area, and I always like to have my own hand soap, and I always bring in lots of extra Band-Aids because we go through a bajillion of them. And then also I remembered I was going to bring in all the Dogman books, which I do have at home in a pile and just keep forgetting to bring in. So I'm gonna take a picture of this so I can see it tonight, and hopefully when I'm making my labels, I will remember to bring them in. Let's do a quick little rundown of everything we did today and get on out of here. First and foremost, I hung up this beautiful curtain. I sent a picture to my mom and she was like, overlap it the other way. I don't know if I have a picture of it, but it was overlapped the other way and the flap was open here, which she did not like and approve of, so I fixed that. Let's see what else I did. So we checked that off. Let's see. Oh, I organized the bookshelf and the easel, which were 2 bigger jobs. I'm loving this. I already explained everything I did here, so that is going to be very helpful. I organized the whole easel and I vacuumed out each bucket because it was just gross. So this is just stuff that I grab while I'm up here. Lots of erasers and expo markers, magnetic boards, and mini little pocket charts that I typically use. A couple chapter books that sometimes we read, and sentence strips. Love this easel from Lakeshore. Use that all the time. I did move. I took out the stuffed animals here and I stored my little wobble cushions under here. Those fit great and I don't like to have them like hanging around. So that's there, and then I put the rest of the stuffed animals over there. I've got an absurd amount, but that'll be fine. I can't wait to get my rug. It'll feel a lot better. I went through a couple things here on the back. What did I do? I emptied out some of the new Sharpies and highlighters and all that. I put the headphones that I brought in here. I did bring in 4 of these to just organize things a little bit and actually have a place to contain them. I may use them over here. This is going to be a job to tackle tomorrow. So tomorrow, my plan will be to tackle this. If I bring in my supply kit labels, I might actually tackle the back here. Just put away the construction paper. That'll be easy. Get some of the folders ready and make easy piles for the students to have all of their stuff. Then we have the toy space that needs to be organized. I haven't gone through this at all since last year, so it's probably a disaster. Need to organize that. Obviously, like I said, I hung the curtain. These are some extra bins that will very likely replace those ones. I do want to find a place to put my big books. I actually don't mind them there. They're just kind of hidden away, which is fine by me, and they don't take up much space. So I may leave those there for this year. I don't really want a bucket to go like on the ground anywhere, nor do I feel like I have any other place for them. So they might end up there. So far, so good. And of course, I hung up my cute little crayons or colored pencils. I did order them for my team. One of my teammates was here and she was saying how she also thought they were cute. So I ordered them for all of my teammates to start the year so they can either put them on their window here, or we also have cute little idea here. Outside of our doors, we have this little window, which mine says Mrs. Jones, that you can also put stuff here to decorate. So that would be another place that we could put them. I do have to put my bulletin board up out here, and that would be pretty darn good. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Oh, look at my tan line. From being down at the Cape at the beach, it was so beautiful. It's actually gonna be a nice hot week this week. So tomorrow I have a workout at 12. I'm gonna come in here before I go to just do a couple things. I think I forgot to mention this debacle. It won't take long, but I wanna make sure it's done well. I could easily, and I still might depending on how close we get to the school year. Most of it's pretty organized already, but I would like to have it ready to go with the new decodables. So yeah, I don't know. I might end up just like organizing it 50, 70% and then just shoving everything in there so it's nice and neat looking and not chaotic. But right now I have it all out because I have to decide how I want to do that. Obviously, I need to go through my first week plans. I already did that though. If you watched my webinar, it looked like this over the summer. We talked about the first 2 weeks back, and I actually shared my first 5 full days of school already planned and ready to go. I didn't make the slides for them, but I have everything linked and ready to go. They basically follow along most of the slides I'd done over the last 2 years. So that is a big freebie. I'll link it down below for you because it has everything that I plan on doing the first couple days. So I already feel prepped in that way. Just want to get the classroom as good as I can before we start. I also know I'm going to get a lot more books. Oh, people asked, let me flip the camera. People were asking before what's going to go in these buckets up here because they're mostly empty. That is a puzzle. Some puzzles I'm going to empty out. But basically all of the consumables get stored here until I pass them out. So HMH comes with a ton of my books. This is for modules 1 and 2, and then I think there's like 6 of them that go all the way up to modules 11 and 12. So instead of students keeping them in their desks, of course, and instead of me having to store them somewhere, I kind of put them out like this. And then as we get rid of them, they empty up the buckets. So buckets do get emptied throughout the year, but I like having them stored away and I know where they are and I can put them in order, which is nice. All right, time to get out of here. I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Good morning, happy Tuesday. It is the next day. Do you think they're sick of seeing me? Probably. But I mentioned this yesterday, but I have a workout at 12, so it is 10:15. I thought I'd come and work for an hour. Let me see. 2nd grade hallway will be closed. Okay, that's not me. I'm already in here. I'm going to get a little organizing done and then feeling pretty good. So today I really want to tackle, if I can, I want to do both of these things. I want to do the sink and I want to do the decodables. I'm going to start over there because that's going to be a bigger project. So I'm going to put on some Spotify and listen to some music and get started. I did bring in the Dogman books, so I'm going to put those over there with the kids' books that they can grab and pick for some fun. So I'm going to empty those over there first. All right, surprise, guess what? It's actually after my workout. It took me a full hour, and then one of my teammates was here, so I was chatting a little bit, but it took me a full hour to organize my decodable area, and that is something I had started last year and never finished, and it didn't really matter. Honestly, if I didn't finish it before this year started, it would not be the biggest deal, but since we have so many decodables, I wanted to make sure that I got a little bit of it done. Since that took so long though, I had to run to my workout, and then I'm just coming back for a little because I really want to do the sink area because I know that's going to take a little bit, and I have some time right now, so I thought I would. But let me flip this around and show you the decodables. All right, here we go. Okay, so as I mentioned, we have a ton of decodables. These two bins right here are brand new. They are from HMH. They align with our curriculum. They are not organized yet, and thankfully these little bins right here actually fit perfectly in those slots, so I just slid them right in. Although I'm noticing this is titles 1 through 45. So I'm gonna switch those because that'll drive me crazy. Okay, then up here, these are the ones that I've already done. Last year I had them all in colorful folders like this. Did I, waste all this time and switch them over to black folders? Yes, I did. Was that the best use of my time? No, it is not, but that's okay. Especially now, last year they were in the back corner and I didn't, see them as much. Now when I walk in, they're just kind of right here. And with all the different colors into the other colored folders, that was kind of driving me crazy. So I redid the folders that needed to be done, just a couple bins down here into the black ones. And then I sorted them again by skill. So we have our letter review, CVC, digraph, floss rule, suffix S. This is glued sounds, an and am. Then we have blends, silent E, NG, NK, vowel teams, and R controlled. This bin down here, there's actually two back to back. Our books, they're either extra books for other copies that students can put in their reading bins, or they are ones that haven't been done yet. This last year was plenty to get started for the year. And then of course I use other things like my one-page decodables. I'll put a picture here, my mini books. And of course we have decodable passages that already come with HMH in addition to the library books. So we've got a lot, I've got plenty. But I'm very happy with the way it turned out. So I literally finished it and ran to my workout because I didn't want to be late. So I'm going to clean up this space and then I'm going to tackle the sink for today. And then if I'm feeling, depending on how long that takes, I might also just start putting some of this stuff away, but we'll see. Also, we just got our class list with all the parent addresses. We go out, or the class list will go out on Friday to the parents. I think I've said that like 3 times, but I have my little meet the teacher note that I usually send out. And I have an allergy note. We're gonna be a nut-free classroom this year. So I'm going to fold those up, get some envelopes and maybe package those so I can send them out on Friday to parents. I actually might take that home with me, but since I printed them all here, I wanna make sure that I do remember to take them home. And yeah, I was just looking at my list. I ordered Band-Aids, hand soap, some paper towels. There was one other thing from Target that I will pick up another day. My father-in-law is coming tomorrow and he's spending a week with us, so I won't be in school. So I've been having like little sporadic times throughout the summer to kind of come in and get everything done, which feels pretty darn good. Okay, let me clean up and do the sink. All right, I compiled this in here. Our literacy specialist, I think not last year, but the year before, compiled a little like intervention kit where we have pop-its, comprehension notes, a little whisper phone, all sorts of fun little tactile goodies to use in our small groups. So I think I'm gonna store that right up there. All right, this area has been organized. I basically just went through, I didn't change too much up here except a few of the different bins. I put all the coffee in here, which reminds me, last year I made this little reel right here, I'll insert it, of 3 little things that I purchased for my classroom, including the coffee machine, which I barely used. My plan is again to use it more this year. The bird feeder that fell off that back window and never found it again. And the planter that I actually used and loved, but the plant died. So 2, actually I might try all 3 again. I'm gonna do the coffee again. I might go get the bird feeder and I'll get a new plant. Huh. All right, this one is most of my paper goods. That's all gone through an obscene amount of cups. I don't know why. Some plates, and then lots of room for Kleenex and all that fun stuff we'll be getting. Close this up. This side has mostly cleaning supplies, tissues. These are individual ones. So that's the bird seed for the birds that I stopped feeding. And then my watering plant for all the plants, or watering can for the plants I'll bring in, glass cleaner, dish soap, all of the Clorox wipes and everything that I get will be stored under here for the year. So this feels pretty darn good. I'm going to fix this because it's stupid, but it's gonna drive me crazy. Much better. I also put this little hook over here to keep my cord out of the way for my vacuum. And we're good to go. I'm gonna fill this with Band-Aids. And I do realize I did not put glue sticks on my supply orders. So I will be ordering glue sticks, or actually I'll probably put them on my wish list because I have enough to get the year started. And that will get filled up. We've got crayons, markers, the twistables that we like, all my paint supplies, colored pencils. This is not, it's not like ideal. I mean, obviously my ideal would be like color-coded bins, but this is totally fine. And much less messy than it was when we began. You know what else I really want to do? I really want to paint my bins. So the bins, or the buckets, are what we put outside in the hallway. I've probably shared this before, but it's been a long time ago. But these buckets right back here, they're just 5-gallon paint buckets. But when it was COVID, in order to kind of keep everybody's stuff separate, they lined the hallways with those buckets for students to put their backpacks and coats and lunch boxes and all that stuff in. Instead of trying to squeeze it in, there were like hooks here and these little cubbies. This area works in the kindergarten rooms, but the kindergarten rooms are a lot larger. So especially during winter, trying to squeeze all that stuff in that little tiny space takes away an entire like learning space, first of all, and just is so the kids are on top of one another. So they came up with the buckets, and it actually is a great way to keep everything kind of outside the classroom, which is nice. But I inherited mine from the teacher before me a few years ago, and they're gray and blue, which I don't really care. They're just buckets. But every couple of years, some of the teachers will go ahead and like repaint them or just freshen them up. So I was thinking about putting out to parents in my room maybe this year. If anybody wants to do, like, we'll just match like the crayon rainbow theme. Because I have 18 buckets, so we could do 3 sets of red, orange, yellow, blue, green, purple. Blue, yeah, green, blue, purple. I think it would look cool. So maybe I'll put it out to them because I'm not crafty and I will not do that. But if a parent wants to help me out, maybe I'll think about that. Okay, I'm gonna mark this off on the list, and we are going. I'm gonna take home my parent letters because I got the addresses like I told you, and I'm going to, I didn't make the labels yet, so that's all stuff I can do way closer to school. The stuff I was doing now is completely, like I said, not necessary organizing at all, but it makes my life so much easier when the school year comes that I know when the school year comes, I wouldn't, for example, like organize my decodables or really go through that shelf back there. So while it feels like a bit of a waste of time to do, it actually helps me out in the long run because I still we'll have 2 teacher days. One will be like a half day because we'll have PD and stuff. To do all the other stuff, like get the supply kits ready, put the labels on the bins, fill the folders, and we are good to go. All right, I'm gonna be finished up for today. I don't know if I'll be back in the classroom tomorrow or if the couple things I wanna update you on might just be done at home. So I might see you at home or I might see you here tomorrow just for a second. I'll probably be here because even if I do stuff at home, I have to do a bunch of errands tomorrow, so I can swing by and drop them off. That is the benefit, but also disadvantage of living so close to school that I feel like I can just pop in whenever. Real quick, let's give a quick update on what I still need to do. These buckets over here are all extra buckets, all good extra buckets that I've gathered from around the classroom and other areas. So I still either want to get rid of the red ones, or I was also thinking this space needs to still be organized. So I might end up using some of those buckets for that, which would be better. I have to do the supply kits. I have to put the construction paper away. But again, these are like simple things that should be done. Let's go over here to my checklist. Dogman books, boom, brought them in. Band-Aids and hand soap, already ordered. Empty back counter, that will be supply kits and stuff I will do later. Organized sink, bada bing, bada boom. Nameplates and tags, again, I can do that, you know, right before school. Put them in. And ketchup folder and labels. All right, I actually think I'm gonna erase a bunch of this junk and make this list a lot shorter. Good morning, happy Thursday. I've got that post-workout glow, we'll call it. It is early morning, it's 8 o'clock right now, and a 7 o'clock spot opened up at the Pilates place that I love to go to, so I grabbed that quickly because I was meeting my friend Rachel here at 8 anyway. I got her a little coffee this morning to make her day. We just have a couple things that we had to get done, and I'd rather do it early in the morning, so here we are. I also have a few things to drop off. Oh, we'll have to see what's in there. I think it was the things I wrote on the board, like soap, I brought in paper towels, a couple things like that. And then I also printed out all my labels, so I'll show you all those. The labels are gonna be ready to go. And today is really the last day of my classroom setup. I don't know if the rugs are going to be there or not. My room obviously does not feel complete until the rugs are there. I know they're clean and in the gym, but I don't wanna be like, hey, can I like roll up my rug and take it? I know that I probably could, and maybe it would help them, but also it's like annoying. So I don't want to ask that. I don't want to be that person, but also part of me wants to be that person. So anyway, we'll see if my rugs are there, and if not, it's fine. But this is probably my last setup day because really my classroom's set up. I've just been organizing the past few days. Once these folders and everything are like ready to go, then we're just getting prepped for next week. Not next week, the week after, but the first real week of school, which I'm thinking next video is where I will kind of take you along and share my first couple days of plans. I've shared this before, but for us, we go back for 2 days. We'll have 2 teacher days, Monday, Tuesday, we're not counting that. And then Wednesday, Thursday, we have days with kids. We have the Friday off and the Monday off because that's Labor Day. So we have a nice long weekend, 2 days in, 4 days off, and then 4 days back. And those first kind of 6 days of school are like getting your feet wet, going over tons and tons and tons of procedures. I shared in my video, I think at the beginning of the month, where I talked about the first 2 weeks of school. I know I mentioned this already, but this little procedures checklist right here, as well as like all my plans. Also, I'm not parked in the handicap. That's for next door, but that's gonna drive me crazy. Maybe question myself. Sorry. What was I saying? If I haven't already, I will go ahead and link those plans down for you below. Many of you are already in school, but if you are not and you're starting in the next couple weeks like I am, I will link those down there for you. And then of course, next week I'll take you along to see how we're gonna plan for that and also how I'm going to enjoy these last few days of summer. Starting by getting in there now so I can get out. Let's go. All right, let's see what we have. First, calendar to go on my bulletin board. We've got Band-Aids for the back. I didn't mean to order 2, so we'll fix that. Tide pens, some soap, and then extra glue sticks that I had at home, and then also a note of things that I have to bring for the boys because I forgot to get a pack of colored pencils, Expo markers, and 2 yellow highlighters, but I have plenty of here. Then I have lots of paper towels. A couple other things, mints, candy, all my sound wall cards, which I'll go over in a minute. A couple phonics posters, apparently even more glue sticks, and all my labels. Ready to go. All right, let's see what we have here. I'm gonna do the back counter today and print off my labels and get that stuff ready to go. I did make some posters this summer. I took a Canva course. I think I mentioned this a few videos ago, but the course itself I knew a lot of, but it allowed me for each of the little projects to get something done that I was going to have to do for the year anyway. So one of those things was making some little posters to align with HMH. And then another part was, if I can get it, fixing my sound wall cards. I have had these sound wall cards that aligned with foundations for the last few years, and they're a big freebie. I'll have it linked down below. But then I also redid them so now they align to HMH. There's a lot more sounds that HMH into reading teaches, and they have different keywords and images. So I switched those up as well. So I brought all of that in here. Let me flip the camera so I can show you where I put them. Basically, these two middle ones here are always my sound wall, and as the year goes on, I just add like short vowels after we learn them, and then I put the keywords and images. Digraphs, glued sounds, all the different sounds that we learn are up here, so students can refer to them when they are spelling. So that is what I have here, the whole set. Like I said, I will link these down below for free as well. All right, well, those labels just took me 3 times. First time I printed on, I forgot to press color, so they came out black and white. Second time, I thought I had it, and then when I got back here, I realized I printed on the wrong size label. So the third time, I got it right. Okay, which means right now, I'm gonna do some labeling. I'm gonna put on some Spotify in the background, listen to some music, and I'm going to do catch-up folder labels, fluency folder labels, and I'm going to do their supply kit labels with their names. So let's get the music playing and let's get started. I am extra sweaty. We got a ton done today, and it is my last day of classroom setup. Now, that does not mean everything is done, but pretty much everything is done, and I feel very good going into the first couple days of school, especially the teacher days where I can get everything else done. So let me just flip the camera and show you what we did today. First, I labeled all of these supply kits. They have names on them, so I don't want to get too close. And then I put all the crayons in there and pencils in there. I'm gonna store this stuff in the white bin. I did also print out all of the folder labels. They are not, for some reason, they did not print. I usually print them on my home one, and printing them here, they're a little funky with the formatting, but I don't really care, it's fine. You can still see the numbers. So catch-up folders, fluency folders. Let me flip this over. This here, I have their names on it. I showed you the back is all of their, what's it called? Their specials. And then on the front, it just says their name and their number. And then this is their writing folder. Again, on the front is their name. It just says the writing folder. And this is the cups checklist that I always put on the back. So I'm gonna slide that in on the back. All I have to do is once we get the rugs, just lay those down, which I don't have to do anything, they just get laid down. And then I have the name tags here. Name tags, I'm going to write their names and I'll decide where they should go. Name tags and put those out for them. On the first day of school, I will have their supply kit on top, name tag on top, so they can go find their spot. And then the only area that I have to organize is this area here, which is the toys. So I can definitely do that. I'll probably come in one day next week and just kind of tackle that. Also last year, this little play space here wasn't here, obviously. My little calming area was where the white table was here. And then I would just have students pull out bin 18, which just had some sensory and calming activities. So I'm actually gonna move this back here. I'm gonna put it in one of these many empty bins, and this will be their space. So they had like a 5-minute timer to come relax. These little magnet guys were a whole bunch of fun. They have these, this one, you can like press it and the glitter goes up. They each do different things. Then I have a couple stress balls. There's like a magic stress cube that my own son loves at home that I'm gonna get for back here. So this little area, once organized and all that stuff, this whole like desk space will be the little calming corner for them. I might put up a cute little sign with some of the emotions to help. So as far as organizing goes, I just have to do this and again, switch out those bins, which is not gonna take long. So I am feeling ready to go for this year. I'm gonna get home because I need to shower and my husband's dad is in town for the week. So we're gonna go hang out. And if I am back in here and I see you next week, it'll be more than a week from now. So as always, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up so I know. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel and click that bell. That way you're notified of every new video. See you in the next one. Bye.